Good morning, everybody. I have a different Bible study today. It's in Hebrews 12:1, and this one's called Cloud of Witnesses. There's a lot here, so I'm going to talk fast. But just so you guys know, this when I go through the verses, I go through the regular Bible, and then I go through the Greek or Hebrew translation, and then define everything and get the verses from that. So, therefore, we also, since we are surrounded by so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and the sin which so easily ensnares us, and let us run with endurance the race that is set before us. And the translation is, therefore, we also, having such a great cloud of witnesses encompassing us, cast off all burden and fatal flaw which is skillfully surrounding us. Let us move forward like an athlete with full effort, directed purpose, with the ability to withstand hardship that is presented to us. The cloud of witnesses refers to the people of faith in Hebrews chapter 11. To understand this verse, we must first define faith. Hebrews 11:1 not only defines faith, but also gives examples of it by naming those in the cloud of witnesses. Hebrews 11:1. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. The translation for that is, now faith is the reality of things trusted for, the proof of things not being seen. Hebrews 11:2 states, for by it the elders obtained a good testimony. The elders here are the believers of the Old Testament, and the translation of the verse is, for in this the ancients were commended. Commended means to bear witness, testify, or give evidence. So Hebrews 11:1 and 2 means, now faith is the reality of things trusted for, the proof of things not being seen. For in this the ancients give evidence. Chapter 11 gives examples of the elders and in the cloud of witnesses. It lists about 29 of them, so I'll try to go through them quickly. The first one is Abel, and that is chapter 11, verse 4. By faith, Abel offered to God a more excellent sacrifice than Cain, through which he obtained witness that he was righteous, God testifying of his gifts, and through it he, being dead, still speaks. Abel's sacrifice was acceptable to God because of his faith and was declared righteous. Cain offered his sacrifices without faith. Enoch is verse 5. By faith, Enoch was taken away so he did not see death, and was not found, because God had taken him. For before he was taken, he had this testimony that he pleased God. Noah is verse 7. By faith, Noah, being divinely warned of things not yet seen, moved with godly fear, prepared an ark for the saving of his household, by which he condemned the world, and became heir of righteousness, which is according to faith. Noah had never seen the flood God revealed to him, yet he still believed God and heeded his warnings. Abraham is in verse 8. By faith, Abraham obeyed when he was called to go out to the place which he would receive as an inheritance, and he went out, not knowing where he was going. Abraham didn't know where he was going, yet he still placed his trust in God. Faith means obediently stepping into the unknown. Sarah is in verse 11. By faith, Sarah herself also received strength to conceive seed, and she bore a child when she was past the age, because she judged him faithful who had promised. Isaac is in verse 20. By faith, Isaac blessed Jacob and Esau concerning things to come. Jacob is in verse 21. By faith, Jacob, when he was dying, blessed each of the sons of Joseph and worshipped, leaning on the top of his staff. Joseph's in verse 22. By faith, Joseph, when he was dying, made mention of the departure of the children of Israel and gave instructions concerning his bones. Isaac, Jacob, and Joseph all believed until the end of their lives in the unseen future God had promised. Moses is in verses 24 and 25. By faith, Moses, when he became of age, refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter, choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people of God than to enjoy the passing pleasures of sin. Moses believed God by refusing a high position in Pharaoh's court. Instead, he chose suffering, forsook Egypt, and instituted Passover. Rahab is in verse 31. By faith, the harlot Rahab did not perish with those who did not believe when she had received the spies with peace. Barak is in Judges chapter 4. I'm just going to short form the story so you guys can know it. The Israelites turned their back on God, so the Lord sold them into the hand of Jabin, king of Canaan, who reigned in Hazor. God called Barak and delivered the commander of the king's army into his hand. But because Barak hesitated and asked the prophetess Deborah to go with him, God delivered the commander into the hands of a woman named Jael, who drove a tent peg through his head while he was sleeping. God eventually delivered the king into the hands of the Israelites. Gideon is named, and his story is in Judges chapter 6. After Joshua delivered the Israelites into Canaan, the Israelites turned their backs on God and began to make altars and worship Baal and Ashtaroth. The Lord then delivered them into the hands of the Midianites for 7 years. God then called Gideon to tear down the altars and defeat the Midianites. This is a weird name. It's pronounced Yiftach. It's spelled Jepththah. His story is in Judges chapter 11 and 12. It tells a story of a judge in Israel who leads a nation in battle against the Ammonites. Before the battle, he vowed to God, promising a burnt offering to sacrifice whatever comes out of his house to greet him. When he returns, his only daughter greets him. He is devastated, but in faith fulfills his vow. The next is Samson. He's in Judges chapter 13 through 16. Samson had great feats of strength. He tore apart a lion with his hands, killed Philistines with the jawbone of a donkey. Then a prostitute named Delilah delivered Samson into their hands by shaving his head, which was the source of his strength. Samson had faith in God, who strengthened Samson one last time. Samson was chained between two altars, and he pulled the pillars down. He was chained between two pillars. He pulled the pillars down and killed the Philistines and himself. The next is Samuel. Samuel is in 1 Samuel chapter 7 and 8. Samuel was a priest, a prophet, and a judge in Israel. He installed Saul as the first king of Israel, later selected David as king after Saul, and he was known for his unwavering faith. Then it's David and Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. The widow of Zarephath, the Shunammite woman, Naboth, Zechariah, Stephen the martyr, Isaiah, Uriah, Elijah, and John the Baptist. So in all, it was about 29 people who demonstrated the power of true godly faith. God is waiting to deliver the ultimate fulfillment of his promises so that we would have an opportunity to be saved. Christians should strive to endure living out that godly faith. So if you guys need any prayer or have any questions, just message me and I will get back to you as soon as I can. I hope this blesses your day. Love you guys.